4 people in Bridgeport were arrested on election fraud charges.
Breaking news stories right now. Election interference arrests. 4 people are under arrest accused of ballot tampering.
Election. F-R-A-U-D.
Wanda has been arrested. The Democrat operative who was caught on camera allegedly stuffing ballots in Bridgeport, Connecticut last year was charged with unlawfully possessing another person's ballot and witness tampering. But this has nothing to do with her alleged stuffing in 2023. This goes all the way back to 2019.
This happened in front of Bridgeport, Connecticut City Hall, and she was allegedly ballot stuffing, allegedly directly for Mayor Joe Ganem. And the last 2 primaries, 2019 and 2023, this woman you see right here, right-hand woman of Mayor Joe Ganem, has been accused of election fraud.
It's now been more than 4 years since Wanda Jeter was named in a complaint that was sent to the State Elections Enforcement Commission and then referred here to the Chief State's Attorney's Office in June for possible criminal charges.
And not only that, when I went to interview Mayor Ganem, this woman, Wanda Jeter Pataki, when she saw me there, she recognized me and she closed down, locked down Bridgeport, Connecticut City Hall.
Stop.
I would like to talk to Joe Ganem now.
Please, you can't come up here.
Why?
That's the end of it. You can't come up here.
Is this a public building?
You can't come up here. It's public right up until that sign, sir.
The entire building is public.
Okay.
And we're not going to go into any offices. We just want to go up the stairs, as we have a right to,
Okay.
and talk to Joe Ganem. As journalists, we want to get the other side of the story. We have to do our due diligence. Mayor Ganem is completely dismissing, saying he knows nothing about what she did.
Wanda was arrested for ballot fraud in the city's 2019 Democrat primary for the same candidate she helped elect in 2023, Mayor Joe Ganem. Wanda is accused of filling out someone's absentee ballot, telling them to not vote in person, and then asking them to not tell investigators about what she said.
Can you believe that? This is what it's like. She's taking ballots and telling people, here, you don't have to vote in person. I'll pick up your ballot. Hey, I'll pick up your ballot for you. And this is how she probably receives it, many. But then she takes the ballot, and suddenly it becomes magically transformed like alchemy into the guy she works for. His lies that he had nothing to do with this, he didn't know about it. He's a convicted freaking felon. Convicted for crimes he did as mayor of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And the same thing happened in 2023.
Felt like I had been cheated. I didn't know the depth of it.
We caught it live on video directly from City.
That's John Gomes, who I interviewed. You're going to see his interview with me in a minute. He ran a very good campaign against Mayor Joe Ganem, and he also lost the primary by only a few hundred votes, but you're going to hear more here.
The players and the actors remain the same.
Both Marilyn Moore and John Gomes say they believe they should be occupying Bridgeport's corner office.
Well, actually, I'm going down to City Hall until Joe Ganem get out of my chair.
Amen to that. Wanda and her minions, they all need to be locked up before November. And ladies and gentlemen, we have to demand no more absentee ballots.
Here's the exclusive video of Wanda loading up the ballot boxes illegally with fake votes in support of the mayor she works for. And these are just a few times it was caught on camera. There have been multiple other reports of people who work with her doing the exact same thing across the city.
How do we create fair and transparent elections for centuries here? For 2 centuries, until we got this, let's make this absentee ballot thing going on here. Now, watch the interview that I do with John Gomes, who is the candidate who ran against Mayor Joe Ganem in the Democratic primary in September. Can you give us a Cliff Note version of what happened with the 2023 election?
I mean, as you know, and the world knows, during my campaign in the September of 2023, during the primary, evidence of absentee ballot tampering, which videos surfaced, which showed members of the Democratic Town Committee, particularly Ms. Jeter, who also is the vice chair of the Democratic Town Committee, committing fraud. I mean, what happened was you had her taking in possession of absentee ballots, hundreds of them, based on what we saw in the video, and stuffing them while she was at work at City Hall inside the ballot box.
We see video evidence. Where did that come from?
That came from within the walls of City Hall. It was obtained actually or captured by the security system which is monitored by the police department and City Hall itself. Not only was it done on that premises, which is in front of City Hall here in Bridgeport, but also in other locations that were identified on the video by other accomplices or perpetrators.
I thought that election would be not just null and void, but she would immediately get arrested. And Joe Ganim, of course, would be connected with her because she didn't do it on her own, as we know. But that didn't happen. And they kept having more elections and more elections. And by how many votes did you supposedly lose, which I don't believe you lost?
No, actually, I won on the general poll. I won by 270 votes on in that particular election, but I ended up losing because of the absentee ballot. As far as direct affiliation with the current mayor, that leaves everyone to say yes or no. I'm not going to say it directly, but all the evidence and the arrows point to one direction.
The evidence points to him so clearly, and just making allegations, not making statements of fact. But if you go back to 2019, where Wanda Jeter Pataki was just arrested in regards to what she did, election fraud, et cetera, from 2019, yet Ganim knew all that, yet she was a major member of his campaign, and obviously connecting the dots as he's denying this now, like, oh, I had no idea it was happening. She didn't do it because she just was inspired to just help him. It took him 5 years to address 2019. How long is it going to be until they address this one? 2030?
We cannot afford to wait because because of political favoritism and these things are put under the rug, people are suffering.
Continue to work on the story to expose Joe Ganim. I'm going to work closely with Matt Caron of Fox News as well, because he's the only reporter who has consistently been exposing Joe Ganim in the mainstream. And so stay tuned, and I'd love to talk with you further as more things develop, because this is only the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. The real meat's going to happen soon, so stay tuned. Thank you so much, John, for joining us.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see a part 2, please hit that like and subscribe button. This video was edited and produced by Guerrilla Publishing, and we'll be working closely with Leroy Truth in the future. Thank you guys so much, and see you in the next video.